What's up? I'm Kaitlyn.
And I'm Kalam. We're the Friels.
It's been a minute.
A long minute.
We're back for this video. So we filmed you guys a video of us taking a 2-day trip to Europe.
Yeah.
We weren't sure if we were going to go or not, or like make it on the flight, because we were flying standby. But we have a bunch of clips from the trip, and then we're going to film some clips, maybe describing things a little bit better of what we did. So you'll get a video of us telling you about the trip and then versus you seeing the trip. So
just remember, we're out of practice, so.
Anyways, here's our video of us going to Amsterdam for 2 days. We are maybe going to Europe, maybe, for only 2 days. We are trying to fly standby to Amsterdam. So we don't know if we're gonna get on or if there's enough seats, but we figured what a time to bring back the vlog.
Vlog worthy.
So we thought, yes, exactly. We thought this trip was gonna be vlog worthy. And if we don't get on the flight to Amsterdam, we have a plan B. But let's just manifest we're gonna get on. We don't know if we're getting on, but we are showing up to the gate anyways.
So when we planned this trip, we had an open weekend, and I've been wanting to go somewhere cool. And so we were trying to make it to Amsterdam, but we weren't sure because there weren't a ton of seats open. And that's kind of how standby works, is if there's seats open, then they'll let you hop on.
Yep.
But if people buy up the seats, then you can't make it. And so our backup plan was, if we didn't get on the Amsterdam flight, there was a later flight to Boston, and we would just spend the weekend in Boston. So it was kind of interesting because we were looking up a lot of stuff for Amsterdam, like what to do there. And then we also had to look up things to do in Boston because we're like, well, if we don't make it, then we gotta kind of have a plan for Boston.
I started to think that we were going to Boston over Amsterdam. So in my head, I was like, oh, when we get to Boston, I had started looking up things to do there, so it was like fresh in my mind. And so I literally started to like convince myself we were gonna go to Boston.
And we kind of picked Boston because both places were going to be cold at the time.
Yeah, so our clothes and jackets would have like done well in either environment.
And we just packed like carry-on bags.
We're going to Amsterdam. We made it. So we're gonna get in at like 10 a.m. Saturday. It's Friday today. And we're gonna party Saturday, Sunday, and hopefully come on Monday. One thing that was really nice is when we did get approved to get on the flight, we actually got to sit next to each other. And for flights going abroad for like a long distance, it goes, normally it's 3 seats and 3 seats and an aisle down the middle. But these bigger flights, there's 2 seats on the side, 4 seats in the middle, and 2 seats on the other side. So there's 2 aisles. And so luckily, Kalana and I got seated together in 2 of the seats. So we didn't have to sit next to like a stranger for like a 9.5-hour flight. So that was super nice.
Another thing as well is we couldn't book where we were going to stay until we knew we were making the flight. Because obviously a lot of things aren't refundable, or you lose money and things like that. And so we didn't even look for places to stay until we were on the airplane. So I hopped on Airbnb and like the hotel apps and stuff, and I was looking at places, and we landed on an Airbnb. I booked it before we took off, which was a good thing as well, because obviously, you know, service slows down or you don't have service on planes. So
yeah, we didn't have Wi-Fi on the way there, so Kala literally found a place so quick. Like, I don't know why we didn't have a game plan, but he found an Airbnb in a really central location that like was the perfect spot, actually.
Yeah, I think it was a great place to stay, and we didn't need much since we were just going to be out and about as much as possible.
So since we didn't know if we were going to get on or not, we had to hurry and book a place to stay, which we did. So
hello, welcome aboard.
In these next clips, we're going to show you like the airplane food and all the things. But the flight was good. I didn't sleep at all the whole 9 hours. I was like listening to books. I was reading. I don't know what I did for 9 hours because I didn't even watch a movie.
Yeah.
So I was pretty much just like listening and reading books, I guess.
And I'm a big person, so it was kind of cramped, you know?
Yeah, luckily it was just the two of us, though. But Kala has really broad shoulders, so... And his legs tend to spread out and kind of...
Well, because my legs can't fit straight in economy, you know?
Yeah.
Because they're too long.
Yeah, we were in the back of the plane, so...
So I try to, like, angle my legs to the side and stuff like that.
True.
But yeah, I tried to sleep, but I didn't sleep very much. Like, I knew, because Amsterdam, I think, is 8 hours ahead of us.
Yep.
And so when we landed there, it was going to be like 9 a.m., which is 1 a.m. in Utah.
It was like, yeah, it was like 2... It was like around 2, 3 a.m. when we were, like, landing.
Yeah.
So we got in at, like, 9 or 10.
It was a little late, so I think 10 is when we, like, landed.
So... While we were in Amsterdam, we had been up for like over 24 hours, like during the middle of the day.
So when we got off the plane in Amsterdam, we went through customs. We got outside. We caught an Uber to our Airbnb, and then we just started going for the day.
Oh, and you forgot your coat. You forgot your coat, remember?
Oh yeah, I was gonna bring a jacket, but I forgot it. And so I had to go without it, obviously.
So,
and it was probably like, what, 40 degrees? Or
it was like between...
30s and 40s?
Yeah, like... But the funny thing was, we like stepped right outside the airport and people were like staring at Kala because he was just in a t-shirt and shorts.
It wasn't that cold because I knew like we were just going to walk to wait for an Uber and then get in the car. So I was like, oh, it's going to be fine anyway.
Yeah.
And at that point, I didn't know I had forgot my coat yet.
But the funny thing is the Uber driver who was dropping us off, we were like, oh, what part are you from? He was like, I actually grew up in this neighborhood that I'm dropping you off in. So that was kind of cool. And then, yeah, we just dropped our bags off.
He gave us a lot of recommendations for things because we were just chatting with him. He was like, this bar's good. There's a lot of restaurants around there. You know, food recommendations and things like that.
So we just dropped our bags off and then we just started sightseeing. I got a stroop waffle, but it was what was recommended on TikTok, and it was not it. It was good. It was like, it looked amazing. The store looked so cute, but it was served cold and we needed a hot, fresh one. So I was kind of like bummed about that. It still tasted really good, but we needed fresh.
It was kind of just like a pre-packaged stroop waffle that they put some stuff on.
Like they were making them on the second floor and then they like just had them ready to like go. But I wanted it fresh off the waffle press.
Yeah.
Kala pointed out that Amsterdam has boats where you can park your bikes.
They look like they don't even move. They just like, it's just extra bike parking. Kaitlyn got her stroop waffle.
I just heard about this place on TikTok. This one behind me.
Van Wonderen stroop waffles.
Okay. Here we go. But it's not hot.
They just put stuff on
Yeah.
a waffle, right?
Very good. Nothing crazy.
So just okay?
It's good.
Yeah. You got some on your lip.
I just thought it was gonna be more.
Like hot and fresh and yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, no, it's good.
Okay.
So they take this waffle and then they split it in half and then they put like caramel and they dipped half of it in like chocolate, and that's like Biscoff crumbs. So it's good. It's just not hot like I thought.
I would have thought it'd be hot too.
Yeah. Amsterdam is exactly what it's portrayed to be. It is canals, cute, skinny houses / warehouses, and bikes everywhere. So I like taking pictures. So I was like, hey, I want a cute picture of like a bike on like the little bridge with like the houses over the canals with the houses in the back. And I was like, I hope I see a bike that was like there. And there
piles of bikes everywhere.
It's like bike. Like there is like no room to put your bike because it's been taken by a bike. Everyone rides bikes. There's not a lot of cars, and it's like an old, like Europe's old. So their like streets are old,
like
and we're
cobblestone or something.
Yeah, they're like bricks and stuff. It was super cool. All we really did for the first day was like walk around and like take it in.
We went out straight away. We went and saw stuff, but we were both dying, I think, because we were tired because we didn't sleep the night before on the flight.
I started dragging.
And so we're like, we're just going to go back to the Airbnb for a little bit.
Take a power nap.
Yeah, so... Well, actually, our Airbnb host did tell us we should. He's like, just set a timer for like 20 minutes or something. Yep. Sleep, get up and go. And he's like,
take a shower, get up and go.
Yeah, I think he was trying to give us advice on how to beat jet lag or whatever. But we're like, if we nap now, we're not getting up in 20 minutes. So we're like, we're just going to go. But when we came back to the apartment, I think it was like in the afternoon. And we're like, okay, I think we do need a little nap.
It was like 5. It was like 5 p.m. And so it started getting like darker. So it's like, okay, now the second half of the day, I like in the winter, I have like my first half of the day when it's like all in the sun. And then my second half of the day where it's like, we still have so many hours before bed, but it's dark.
Yeah.
So like Kala said, we came back to the Airbnb.
We set a timer for like 2 hours or something, or like an hour and a half.
Well, first we set a timer for like 30 minutes, and then we were like, we are not.
We woke up and we were.
I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
So then Claude's like, okay, I'm gonna set a 2-hour timer, and we have to get up and like we'll go get dinner. And I was like, love it, love the plan. Then the alarm went off, and I was like telling Claude, go without me. Go get dinner. I was
like, we need to get up now and go eat dinner. Otherwise, we're not going to eat dinner, and we're probably going to wake up in the middle of the night, you know?
Kala was being so strong. Like, I don't know how. He was, like, up and, like, let's go. Like, he was literally, like, yanking the pillow out under my head and, like...
Which is not me on vacation.
No. I'm normally like, get up.
Yeah, usually she's dragging me along. But I had to be the one to drag.
It was like literally feeling like I was waking up from death. Like, it was so hard. It was so hard to get up. I have a photo of myself that I took for like a family group chat. And I literally was like, I can't do this. And like my sister-in-law was like, you got it. Get up and go. You know, like trying to like help me power through. But I ended up getting up. And then we went to, there's like not a lot of traditional food spots to eat. So there's like all the food except like Dutch, I guess. I don't really know, but
I think it's like very commercialized or like touristy.
Yeah.
Because there's no, I mean, our Uber driver told us like what is traditional Dutch food, and like there was none of that around because obviously we wanted to try it, you know.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of restaurants owned by random people or like run by random people. Yeah. That's like Italian food, pizza, burgers, you know, like, and then like the chain foods as well.
We did something bad. We could not stay awake.
We got so tired at about 4 p.m. We came back to our Airbnb, and then we decided to take a 20-minute nap. We set an alarm. Yep. We got up at the 20 minutes.
I hadn't even like really fallen asleep. I felt like still like awake, but
I knocked out for sure. But I got up in the 20 minutes, and then Kaitlyn wanted to keep sleeping. So I set an alarm for 2 hours.
And now it's 2 hours.
And so now it's 7 p.m. The 2 hours was up an hour ago.
Yeah, we literally had to we had to get to this point. Kala has been doing like, come on, let's get up. Come on, let's get up for an hour to me. So it worked.
I had to take away Kaitlyn's pillow.
I take away my pillow. My neck feels absolutely wrecked, and I feel so tired. And I feel like getting up to go get dinner is gonna like make me not want to sleep tonight. I just want to I just want to go. I just want to sleep all night.
But it's 7 o'clock, so I figured we need to get outside, get some dinner. It'll be about time for bed after that. And so we'll have a good night's rest, and then we can start our day good tomorrow. So I found an Italian restaurant. I don't know how good it is, around the corner. We'll go there and then probably get some apple pie after, Dutch apple pie.
The Uber guy said.
Yeah, our
apple
Uber
pie.
recommended it. And so we'll go there, we'll come home, get ready for bed, hopefully sleep really well, and then wake up and start the next day.
In Amsterdam.
Yeah. Time for dinner. Kaitlyn got a pizza, and I got some pasta. See how it is?
So we ended up just going, well, actually, fun fact, we did go to McDonald's before we went back to the Airbnb.
True.
Because so the other like place that we've gone abroad is Greece, and we went there and we kind of were like, all these menus are different. So we kind of like made a mental note like, hey, if we ever go abroad, we got to see what's on McDonald's menu. So Kala tried a
Croquette.
And actually, fun fact, we didn't know this. It's only exclusive in the Netherlands. So.
And I just tried it because I'm like, well, everything else is like generally McDonald's food. I'm like, but this is something I've never seen before. So I'm like, I might as well just try it, you know?
Yeah, so we have some like video footage of that we'll put in. And then, so we did that.
It was not good, by the way.
No, it was like, it looked like a chicken patty, but it had like gravy and beef chunks or something.
Yeah, it looked like those chicken patties that you would get in elementary school for lunch that are like breaded and fried. But the inside was just like a thick, hot gravy with like meat chunks in it.
Yeah.
And then there's just buns on the outside, and I think it had like maybe sauce on the outside.
Yeah.
But one thing to know about McDonald's in Europe is they'll have like different sauces, like curry sauce to put on things. Mm-hmm. Like basically instead of like ketchup or something. And like I think they have like tartar sauce and some other sauces.
Yeah, they have a lot of sauces to choose from.
Yeah.
Fine dining.
We are at Mickey D's. Guys, look at that. And curly fries and mozzarella sticks. They have a Kit Kat chunk, a McFlurry Kit Kat chunk with chocolate sauce. Too bad it's sold out. I'm sure there's so many other things though. Meatless. Okay, Kala.
I'm trying a croquette.
That's your choice.
I don't know what it is, but I figured I'd try it. We're just trying the local cuisine.
Double the golden arches. Their sauces come in like these big long, so that's fun. I'm trying McDonald's mozzarella sticks.
And nugs.
Well, I just know I like those. And you're trying the
croquette. I heard of croquettes, but I don't know what they are.
I hope you like it.
We'll see.
Huh. What does it taste like?
I'm not sure.
So it's breaded with like a cheesy something.
Yeah, the middle's like saucy or like, I don't know.
I thought it was gonna be like a chicken or a fish.
Yeah, it looked like a chicken patty,
Yeah.
but no. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna try it with some curry sauce.
Okay. I mean, my nugs. They taste similar. Oh, and then tell them about your apple pie.
Oh, yeah. So after dinner, we walked over to a bar. So our Uber driver was like, this is the bar I'm going to tonight. They actually have like really good apple pie and Dutch apple pie, which, you know, obviously Amsterdam's the Dutch. And so we walked over there after dinner, walked into this bar. It's kind of like a vertical bar. Like there was a bar back or whatever. There's like a couple of tables around it, and then there's stairs upstairs.
Yeah.
And I think there's probably more tables upstairs. And so it's pitch black outside. The bar's kind of dimly lit. We walk in, I see the bar area. And so I walk over there and I'm like, hey, do you guys serve apple pie?
It felt weird to ask because it did not look like it would be a dessert establishment.
And when we walked in, everyone kind of just stared at us, you know? So we walked in, I talked to the guy, and he's like, do I have apple pie? I always have apple pie. And I was like, perfect, let me get a slice.
Yeah. The building looked like it was like something out of like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like it was old. It looked old. It almost looked like there was no electricity in there. It was like so dim. It was like looked like it was candlelit, but it wasn't. Maybe it was on some tables, but it was dark. I have some videos, so we'll show you. It looked
like the Burrow.
Yeah.
The Weasley's house.
But it was. I like walked in and I was like, this place is weird, but it had the apple pie,
and it was really good apple pie.
So Kala was talking to the Uber driver who took us from the airport to our Airbnb.
He recommended the apple pie at this bar.
Yeah.
And it's like a block over from us, 2 blocks maybe.
Yeah. It felt weird to go into a bar and ask for apple pie.
Yeah. And the bar looked like super old, and it was cool. It was like a cool bar, and it was more vertical than horizontal, you know?
Yeah. But here's what Dutch apple pie looks like. It looks like cake from the side and then pie on the side. Or it looks like cake from the top and pie on the side. So go ahead and take a bite.
And when I walked in, I was like, you know, I was
skeptical.
I was skeptical that they'd have apple pie now because everyone was just drinking. So I asked the bartender, hey, do you have apple pie? And he said, I always have apple pie. So, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Is it amazing?
Tastes like apple pie, but it is good though.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the crust is a little different.
Okay.
But it's good.
I don't love apple pie. I don't know. I don't like serve myself apple pie at Thanksgiving, but here we go.
Apple pie.
Apple pie.
I feel like the apples taste better and the crust is good to me. I like it.
The flavors are really good.
Yeah.
Then it was time for bed, which I was excited for because, oh, by the way, we're washing our laundry, if you're wondering what all those noises are. But it was the time I was waiting for, and it was going back to bed. So we go to bed, but we get woken up at like 1 a.m. because there's like clubbing going on, like music, like beating through the walls, like boom. And then there's like people yelling outside and like banging on bikes, and like I have like no idea, but it literally sounded like they were like on our steps.
Yeah, it sounded like literally there was a house party upstairs, maybe.
Yeah.
You know? But I don't think there was, but it sounded like.
But I'm not surprised because it's like the bar that we went to get the apple pie was like, it was just like one of these brick, like tall, skinny things. And it's like, so the house next to it could be.
It was like connected to everything.
Well, and the house next to it could have been like people living there. And then, but there's also like warehouses. Like everything looks the same. It just depends on if it's like a restaurant, someone's house, or a workplace, or like to shop.
Yeah.
They all look the same. But anyways, so we go to sleep, but then we get woken up by that. I fall back asleep, thankfully, but he's like up for hours.
Yeah, I can't go back to sleep at this point because I think it's just a time change. And, like, obviously, we're in a different place.
Yep. Jet lag.
There's, like, lots of people walking by right outside the front door. I'm like, I
up
don't really
until,
know.
like, 3 a.m.
Yeah, like, consistently. You know, it kind of just sounds like people having a good time. Maybe they were drinking and walking by and talking loud with their friends and stuff. And some people hitting some things and walking by. And
I was like, someone's going to break into our Airbnb.
That's what I was saying. I was like, man, this is weird. Like, but I mean, it
was a nice area, though.
Yeah. Like, I wasn't like, oh, this is sketchy, but I was just like, this is kind of weird.
I was thinking it was kind of sketchy. I was like, oh, gosh.
But yeah, loud music going the whole night, lots of people walking by. And the music stopped, I think, around like 2:30 or 3. And then there were still people walking by till probably like 4 o'clock.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But because Kala was awake, he turned off his alarms because he's like, I'm not going back to bed. And so his alarms were going to start going off soon. But he falls back asleep. And so I'm like waking up kind of, and I'm like, oh, it's starting to get brighter outside. No one's walking by. So I'm like, it must be so early in the morning. And I'm like waiting for the alarms to go off. So I'm like, I'm just trying to enjoy this sleep. And then at one point I like, what time is it? Like, how is it bright out? Anyway, so I get up and it's like 10 a.m. in the morning. And this is our so our first day was like we arrived and then just went. And so this is like our first full day and last day. Our only full day.
Yeah.
So I get up and I'm like, oh no, Claude, it's 10 a.m. He said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was awake for so many hours that I figured I wasn't going back to bed, so I turned my alarms off. But it was okay because, like, honestly, we needed that sleep. But I had slept 12 hours.
And I probably slept 5.
Yeah.
And, like, we had made a plan the night before of, like, hey, this is just general outline of what we want to do on the day. So we're like, we better start early because we were, like, trying to time everything and make sure we get everything done.
Yeah.
And so that was a little wrench in our plan.
But actually, like, we ended up having enough time for everything we wanted to do. So it ended up working out perfectly. But the one thing I wanted to do that I learned off TikTok was there's this candy bar place called Tony's Choco Lonely. Is that what it is? Choco Lonely?
I guess. I don't know. Choco Lonely.
Anyways, so it's this, they actually sell these chocolate bars in the US, and like I think you can get them from Trader Joe's and like Target sells them. They're really good chocolate actually. But you could make your own chocolate bar, like whatever flavor chocolate and then like fillings and things. And I was like, I'm doing that. But we got there and they weren't doing it, but they still had so many chocolate bars to choose from. So I'll show you which one I ended up picking. Okay, here's the chocolate bar I got. It's in cute little pink paper, but I think I got like milk or caramel biscuit, I think. So should we try it?
Yeah. And there was like a lot of interactive things, like they were telling you about their company and stuff, and I guess this chocolate is like free of slave labor and all that stuff, so it's like ethical chocolate.
Yeah.
Good. And they're based in Amsterdam, right, or something?
So there's just like biscuits and caramel. It's really good. So I didn't get to make one, but at least we chose a good one. I went to make my own chocolate bar, but it wasn't working, so I just bought one. I got the caramel biscuit one. So we'll just have to see how it tastes. After that, we haven't really been a whole lot of places, but for the places that we do go, we try and get an ornament. And so we got this little windmill ornament, and it just says Holland on it, which I'm like, we kind of just stayed in Amsterdam. And at this point, we didn't see a windmill yet, and so I was like, I didn't know what I wanted it to be, but I was like, I didn't see a windmill, so it kind of felt not weird. But we wanted to see this like Dutch community that there were windmills at, so I was hoping that if we did go there that the ornament would make sense. But one thing you guys don't know about, because it's been a minute, is I've taken up scrapbooking. So I wanted to get like some cute postcards to put in my scrapbook. So I got those. We just walked around and did some sightseeing. I honestly want to gatekeep this, but I can't. It's too good and I hardly ever gatekeep, so why start now? So you're probably wondering, why are you holding up a candy bag with pink pigs on it? Well, they are the best candies in the whole entire world. All I want is this. So my sister-in-law went to England and brought me back Percy pigs. Just like same candy, different brand. And I loved them. They were so yummy. So I was like, Amsterdam is close to London. I wonder if they have some. And I found these at a grocery store. I got one bag. Why did I do that? No clue. I already knew I liked them before I bought them. I should have bought every bag that was on the shelf, but I didn't. And now it's an empty bag because I already ate them. But I wanted to tell you about these because they're so good. So if you ever go to Europe and you see these pink pigs, you buy them, okay?
So when we were in the grocery store, we found that candy, but I like going into the grocery stores in Europe because there's just so many different things to see. They have a lot of like charcuterie type stuff of like sliced meats and cheeses and things like that. I like to see like what kind of fruit they have in their markets. And also I like to buy water. Like I bought water there too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it was just a good time checking it out and seeing what it's like. And also they're very different in Europe because they're small compared to the US. Like in the US, you know, like you can walk around the store in like 25 minutes and like not go down the same aisle.
Yeah.
In Europe, there's like 4 aisles maybe, and they kind of like walk through too. There's like an entrance and then there's like an exit.
Yeah, there's like 2 entrances and like one will be on one street and then it'll like exit on the opposite street behind it. They're like just like long and skinny, but
like a walk through.
Yeah. It's like if you've been in a grocery store in like New York City, they're very small. They don't carry everything, but yeah, it was. I'm like Kala. I like to see like what they have. Cool American flavored Doritos, and they have sweet chili pepper, salted original, nacho cheese.
And then we found another popular stroopwafel place, so we went by and tried it out, and that is what we were looking for.
Yep.
They were like making the stroopwafels as you order it, and then you would tell them what kind of toppings you wanted on it as well. And so that was really good, like amazing.
I'm so glad we walked past it. If we wouldn't have walked past it, I would have probably never gotten another stroopwafel because the first one was cold. But we saw it through a window of the guy like pushing it down, taking it off, and like doing all the things. And we recorded it. It's such a cool process. It smells amazing.
Yes.
It tastes amazing. It was so hot off the press. I loved. And then this time around, I didn't get like fancy toppings. A normal stroopwafel is like a cinnamon waffle dough and it's like flat, and then they cut open this through the middle and then they put like caramel on it and then they put it together and like twist it and then hand it to you. And the first time I got like Nutella on it with like Biscoff cookies, but this time Kala got just plain and then I got it plain and then just like some Nutella on it. So good.
So good.
I took a video. I made sure and like got what it looked like, what the name of it was. So if you ever go, you don't mess around with the cold stroopwafels and only get the hot.
But the funny thing was, the one that wasn't as good was like the more popular one I was seeing on TikTok.
Me
that
too.
Everyone was posting about.
Me too.
And so when we got there, I was like, wow, that was a letdown. But then when we went to this one, I was like, this one is amazing.
It did say like voted #1, but I'm like, why isn't anyone talking about that on TikTok?
Yeah.
Because it was the best.
Second attempt.
I found a place that does hot, fresh stroopwafels. So we're in line and I'll show you how they make them. Okay, tell me how it is.
A lot better than the other place.
Ooh, good. And it's warm.
Another place I saw on TikTok was called Fable Fries, and they just have like fries with different sauces and toppings on top.
Yeah.
I think they're known for their truffle fries. So I was like, we were in the area, and I was like, oh, we should try this. You know?
We were kind of just like getting random things throughout the day.
Yeah.
So we didn't really like eat lunch, but
Yeah, and they were good, but basically they were just fries. And then they would like shave some
Parmesan cheese.
Yeah, Parmesan cheese on it. Put some like garlic aioli or something, or like truffle aioli.
like truffle mayo or something.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, it was just kind of fries with some sauce on it. It was not bad, but it was
Just fries.
and it was kind of a lot of fries too, like a
Yeah.
big load.
Yeah.
So I thought it was just going to be like, like a McDonald's fries. You could just like eat it yourself,
No.
But I'm like, we should have just shared one. But then she
Yeah.
wouldn't like truffle aioli, and so we each got our own.
I got truffle mayo and Kaitlyn got ketchup.
Because it's safe. Mine are good.
Mine are good too.
You said truffle mayo is interesting.
Yeah, first time. So it's good.
Okay. So you just pick your fry and you dunk it a little bit.
Yep.
One thing I wanted to do was do a river tour, which we kept seeing. There's these long and like really short looking boats that would at first I was like, there's no way that boat's gonna fit under these the bridges that we're all walking over, and they do, and I was like, that's so shocking. So there are all these river boats going through, and they were like kind of made of glass on the top, and I was like, I want to do that if we can. So in the middle of the day we ended up doing that, and that's kind of how we learned like little weird facts about Amsterdam. And so you just like put headphones in, and it literally just talks about like everything you're passing.
It's kind of like just one of those tour buses
Yeah.
in different areas in Europe.
Yeah.
I think they're all like, they're big companies who kind of run them.
Yeah.
But this one just happened to be a boat because there's a lot of canals in Amsterdam. I really enjoyed it, like learning about different things,
Yeah.
like why they're made that way, or like what the canals were for and things like that. And it was just nice to see a lot of the stuff. It was like beautiful.
And the thing is, the canals are not very wide,
Yeah.
and so the fact, like, it's so impressive how these like captains can maneuver these really long boats. It was crazy, but super cool. There was one point where like it was kind of like the ocean,
Yeah.
and I was like, we're gonna get swept away in this boat, but we didn't.
Yeah, because like in the canals, it's like, oh yeah, this feels like a kind of big boat for the canal, But
Yeah.
then we got out in towards the ocean, and I was like, yeah, this is kind of a small boat to be out here in.
So, anyways, it was a super cool experience. We really enjoyed it.
We made it with 1 minute to spare.
One thing about Kala is he's getting us places. He was figuring out like how to get to this traditional Dutch community, and he was like, we just need to take this bus, and here we go, and this is where we go. And I was like, dude, if it weren't for you, I'd be like, that's it, I'm not going.
Yeah, we took like the train kind of thing. What do you call it? Like a
Well, in Utah,
like a metro commuter.
yeah, it's called the tracks here in
Yeah.
Utah, and it's just like these above ground, not subway, but
Yeah, just like a above ground train that's for commuters. We took that like to some shops and stuff, and then
yeah.
when we wanted to go out to the little Dutch community, we caught that back to like the central station, and then we got on a bus to go like 20 minutes outside of the city, and it was pretty beautiful to see it all. It's there's a lot of like fields It was winter, so I don't think much was growing, but I think there's a lot of like tulips and vegetables and things like that out there usually.
And we're seeing like the traditional like windmills and traditional Dutch homes, and it literally looked fake.
Yeah.
Like it looked like we were on a movie set, but it's like an actual community. There was like a high school.
Yeah.
And these homes, like they looked like there wouldn't have even been electricity.
Yeah.
Like I have some video. I hope it shows like what it really looked like. It was so cute and quaint. It literally felt like we had visited two separate places.
Yeah.
Like Amsterdam's like one place with like canals and like skinny homes, and this other place like every home was green and white. It was crazy.
Yeah, I think that was a little touristy though, maybe.
Yeah.
But like next to that stuff, like at the bus station where we got off, like we saw all of that and we went that way, but also across the road there were like homes there, just like normal random homes.
It's kind of like not a lot from
Yeah.
like going from Amsterdam, the main city, like 15 minutes outside of it. It was kind
It
of
was like a rural area.
It like was like, okay, this old Europe town, and now we're on like regular paved roads.
And there was like a factory or something.
So
there
it
too.
definitely felt like Europe, and then it felt like regular. I don't know how to describe it.
But the place was really cool. Like the windmills were really cool to see, all the traditional houses and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then there was a bunch of like the clogs or whatever.
Yep.
That was cool to see. And obviously there was like the touristy little souvenir shops and like some food places and things like that. But it was a really cool thing to see. Got some cool pics.
Yeah, and the fact that it was only 15-minute bus ride was like, it's a no-brainer to go visit.
Yeah.
We made it to the windmills.
Yep. Kalaga is here.
We caught a bus out of Amsterdam.
Yep.
Only like 15 minutes though.
Right now we're just in the parking lot of the museum, but we're headed over there.
Headed to see the windmills.
One thing we forgot to tell you is we had the world's best cookie the day we flew in. Kalal went in, got a few things. Kalal loves like pastries and things. Kalal is a foodie. He likes to try new things everywhere we go, and I love that for him. I'm a little bit more skeptical of trying things, but he got this cookie. He was like, this cookie's really good. You should try a bite. It looks like it's going to be hard and crunchy, and I do not like hard and crunchy cookies. I took a bite. It was amazing. You got a chocolate chip cookie.
Yep.
And someone else said they came back 2 times for this cookie. It's good?
Yeah. Better than crumble.
Oh.
It's like soft and chewy.
Oh, I love soft and chewy.
Yeah, it's real good.
And not a bad view.
Not bad at all.
All these bikes everywhere. They aren't lying. I tried the cookie. It's freaking bomb. It's not hard. It's chewy. It looks like it'd be a crunchy cookie, but it's a soft, chewy cookie, and it's so good.
And it's not like straight sugar either. I mean, I'm sure it is, but like it's not just overly sweet.
That was really good. Guys, we haven't slept, so if we seem tired, that's the reason.
Yep.
So, now we're back on to, we visited the Dutch community, and I was like, Kala, we need to try and make it back to that bakery and see if they have any more chocolate chip cookies, because that's all I've been thinking about today. We were able to make it like 20 minutes before it closed, and we bought them out of their chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah. So the day before, I saw a bakery on TikTok, and I was like, oh, I want to go there since, you know, it's popular. I'll try it out. But we walked there, and I looked at the bakery, and I was like...
It looked like sterile.
I was like, this looks horrible. And there was a bakery right next to it, and everyone was in there. There was like people eating in there, people walking in buying pastries and stuff.
It was packed.
And so I was like, I think I'm just going to go to that one instead. And so we went in there, and then some guy was like, try the cookies. And like some guy who just walked out like a patron.
Yeah, he was visiting Amsterdam too. They weren't from America, but they were like, get a chocolate chip cookie. And I was like, I'm glad he said that, because I wouldn't have. It looked hard and crunchy. But Claw's right. When we walked up to the bakery he wanted to try, it looked like so modern and sterile. And
no one was in it.
Yeah.
It was very plain.
I didn't know we were going there, but the very next door was like pink and fluffy. And just like also kind of looked like Harry Potter.
And you could see all of their baked goods in the window.
Yeah, and I have video footage of the bakery we went to, and you'll see like, wow, that place looked frilly and like, it almost gave like Harry Potter.
It was lively.
Vibes.
Yeah, it was definitely. It was lively.
The window was like full of baked goods. So, anyways, we bought them out of their chocolate chip cookies, and we took them on the plane with us the next morning. It was
so good.
So good.
That kind of ended our night. From there, we grabbed some dinner at a restaurant that was completely empty. What was it, like Asian? No,
I don't know, because it had like so many different things on the menu.
Yeah, there was just a lot of random food.
I think it had like 4.5 stars. That's why Kala picked it.
I just Googled it and restaurants, and I'm like, well, this is open. A lot of things were like closing, even though it was like 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. and it was dark out and cold. So we went and had dinner there. We went back to the Airbnb to pack and kind of get ready for tomorrow to leave. And try to get to sleep early so that we could wake up early.
Yep.
We packed, we went to bed, and we both ended up waking up at like 3 a.m. I think I woke up a little earlier and I was just kind of cruising.
He was on his phone, full blast, like brightness, and I like woke up and I'm like, what is he doing on his phone? Your brightness woke me up. It was terrible.
No, she just woke up.
No, dude, it was so bright. Well, if I woke up, I could have gone back to sleep, but he had his phone bright, and I think he was even listening to it. I was like, this dude didn't care if he honestly probably wanted me to wake up so I wasn't just awake by himself.
No, I was like, man, I should go find some food or something, because it was the middle of the night. I was kind of hungry. And I was like, I know I'm not going back to sleep. I'm just like cruising on my phone.
I actually woke up hungry too. But so we woke up at 3 a.m. and we didn't go back to sleep. So at like 5, we were like, well, I guess we should just get up and like shower and get ready. So we ended up not falling back to sleep and just like getting everything together. And then we headed to the airport. This is the entrance of our Airbnb. It's the tiniest door. Claw can't even stand up. Then you walk down into it. And it's got some couches and a table and a bed. And that's pretty much it. But it was perfect.
We are headed out. We're just waiting on our Uber ride to the airport.
Yep.
I've been up for 6.5 hours. I think the time difference really got to me, and I didn't sleep well here. I feel fine, but I just didn't sleep a ton. Kaitlyn's been sleeping though.
Yeah, I've been doing okay. I woke up he woke me up at 2, and then we've been up since then, and it's 6:32, but I'm not tired. Like, I woke up feeling refreshed.
Yeah. It's 9:02, the sun is finally coming up. It's been pretty dark this whole time.
Yeah, even at 8 a.m., pitch black.
With the moon, a full moon up there. Our flight got delayed like an hour.
Yeah.
And so people are now at the gate. We're waiting to see if we get on. It's been a good trip. We're hoping for the best.
And this is the best thing I've been waiting to tell you this whole video.
We just got our seats. We're like, I'm in 9C and she's in 9D. Oh no, so you're C, I'm D. And we're like, is this Delta 1?
It says Delta 1 on our ticket right here. I have no idea though.
I was so nervous. I thought we weren't going to make the flight.
We got tickets.
We got Delta One.
We got Delta One. So Delta One is kind of like first class, but it like is like the lay down seats where you
Fully
can like,
flat laying down on an airplane.
it's wonderful. It's wonderful. If you ever have a chance to fly Delta One, like
Unlimited drinks.
yep.
Like 3-course meal.
So it is first class.
Yeah.
And we are like perfect because this is like a 10-hour flight and we're gonna be able to sleep. The meals are a little bit better, which is kind of crazy. And then yeah, like Kala said, unlimited drinks. But I'll show you what we got. Okay, so when you go to sit down in your seat, there's like this little like zipper like pouch, and it's your like comforter and pillow. And if you've ever been on a flight, everyone gets a blanket and pillow. But the blankets and pillows suck in the back. This is like a full-on comforter, like square.
Like big enough to cover me.
Yeah, and the pillow was like way nicer than. It's just way more comfortable and nice. But anyways, we have little slippers, Delta slippers. I haven't even used them yet, but I need to crack these babies open. So we have slippers, and we have these like little like, they're probably fake leather pouches.
Like toiletry bags.
Yeah, and Kala's like, there's no way we are allowed to keep these.
Yeah, I was like, you probably just use the stuff inside of it and leave it.
No, you keep them. You take them home. So we get this, and I'm like opening them up, like, what do we get? So I don't know what this is.
And we were not chill about being here.
No.
We stuck out like a sore thumb.
Everyone else was like so chill and cool, and we're like, can you believe we're in Delta One? So we got the most expensive socks I'll probably ever own. Delta socks. Delta pen. Earplugs. Oh, and we had face masks too. I think I took them out of here. Toothbrush and toothpaste. And then, what's in here? I think this is like hand lotion, hand cream, and lip balm. I love it. I have kept it all in here to show you guys. I haven't even used any of it because I was so excited to show you my little toiletry bag. It was so cool. It was honestly probably the most fun part of the trip.
I wish we had gotten Delta One going there as well.
Yeah.
Because then we would have been well rested.
Yep.
We would have been a lot more comfortable, and then we probably would have done a better job of hitting the ground running when we landed there.
Yeah. And then randomly there was like, oh, and they don't serve your drinks in like paper or plastic cups. They're giving you glass and like giving you a new glass every time. I'm like, this is crazy. But they gave us like little chocolates. I haven't even eaten it yet because I've just been too excited. This is like a wet towelette. Crazy.
They even had like snacks, just you could take as much as you want, and bottles of water up at the front by the restrooms.
Yeah.
It was so nice.
And those restrooms were only for you, like, and they're a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
And then randomly I took this because I just wanted to show you. They even have these like little salt and pepper shakers. Like, it's like one side's salt and one side's pepper. You just like twist it and like dump it on your food. I'm like, they aren't giving these to the people in the back. And then they serve your, like, you have, you literally have like a full like 3-course meal.
Yeah.
Like they're giving us like soup and shrimp and salads, and this is all before they bring you your meal.
Bread.
Like you could get, I think like something ribs. Remember?
Yeah, short ribs.
Short ribs. Like I can't remember. I think I got chicken and mashed potatoes and like green beans. It was so bomb. It was so bomb. And then in the back, they're just giving you these like little cardboard things of like hot food, and like up here, I'm like eating like.
They even ask you what kind of dessert you want too.
Yeah, and like you get like a fresh cookie in the middle of the flight.
Cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
amazing.
you get another meal before you land. So then they were giving us like these like pizzas or
calzone kind of things.
well, that was in the back.
Oh yeah.
Delta One, they're giving you like a pizza.
Oh yeah, like a pizza.
Oh, and charcuterie, like that's
Yeah.
what you got. So
it was good.
Delta One, how do you feel? Last row before last row before the back.
Have an extra Sunday and cheese plate or tiramisu.
That's how I need to live.
No, for real. It kind of like, it like messed us up. I was like, now flying's never gonna be the same.
Yeah.
If we don't ever get Delta One, I'm literally gonna be depressed. But that's what standby's like. So it was super cool. It was so fun. We were freaking out the whole time. I love Delta One is the very best.
Yeah.
I can't believe we've flown Delta One. So I try to get some videos of that and we'll put it all in. But anyways, guys, that's our video. That's us going to Europe for 2 days.
So Amsterdam was really cool, but the flight home was really cool as well.
Yeah, we ended up spending 4 days, Friday traveling, Saturday in Amsterdam, Sunday in Amsterdam, and traveling home on Monday. So it was a 4-day trip, 2 days being able to do stuff. So we traveled for 2 whole days, but it was cool. It was worth it. I would do it again. 10/10 would recommend.
Yeah, definitely. Amsterdam was a cool place, cooler than I thought it was going to be. I didn't really know that there were a lot of canals there. We didn't do like the really popular things like the museums.
Yeah, there were some really good museums we should have gone to, but those are things you kind of have to like book and buy tickets ahead of time. But to just show up and go sightseeing, it was wonderful.
Yeah, and we didn't really want to spend our time in museums since we were there for such a short time. We kind of just wanted to see the city.
I don't know. Maybe we should have done some things at night when it was dark. But like you guys know, we were probably dying every night because the jet lag was getting to us. But anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed this video. We've missed you guys, and we're glad to put out a video for you.
See ya.
Bye.